Hello everybody! So here is Linda again, and I'm here with a video about ESFJs. So who are ESFJs? First of all, the biggest stereotype to disrupt about ESFJs is that they are considered the most ethically annoying, fighting for social justice or for the social justice warrior or this kind of people. They are not. They are not because, first of all, they ignore their own ethics, so they do not have a very strong ethical stance. And second, they tend to bandwagon with the ethical idea of other people, and that's because of extroverted feeling. So your social justice warriors are going to be ISFPs, INFPs, not much of warriors. They're kind of social justice whiners, INFPs, but yeah, that's what they are. ENFPs or ESFPs, these are your most active social justice people. Obviously, their thinkers are also going to be bandwagoning on that kind of attitude. But ESFJs by themselves are not social justice warriors, and they actually do not give a damn about ethics in general. What is an ESFJ instead? What does an ESFJ instead actually do? What is an ESFJ about? ESFJs are extroverted feeling dominant. So extroverted feeling is a function that sees the mood inside of people, not the changes that are happening, because changes are more an intuitive trait. But when you talk about laughter, for example, laughter has a very, very strong emotional charge that gets released in the external environment. An ESFJ is adept at seeing the finest and smallest nuances in a person's expression, even in someone that is not particularly expressive, like, for example, INTPs. INTPs are not very expressive type. They are far more expressive than ISTJs and INTJs, but they are not a particularly expressive type. Thinkers in general are not particularly expressive as types. So facial expressions are more of a feeling thing, and they belong specifically in extroverted feeling. So ESFJs are these people that have very big smiles and very, very brilliant and very bright facial expressions. They do not speak with their emotions. Types that speak with their emotions are going to be ISFJs and INFJs. But ESFJs are very well versed in reading people's moods. So they know how you are feeling here and now. If you're feeling comfortable, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're happy, if you're sad, and they're going to I don't know how to find a good word, to act in such a way that your mood is going to improve. They're always aiming to the best possible mood in the environment. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to involve you a little more in the party atmosphere. They're going to try to make you laugh with jokes and antics. They're going to use food or any other enjoyment to try to improve your mood and to make you feel better. That's why I often say that ESFJs are probably the little Labradors of the MBTI. You have to think of a Labrador puppy. That's basically what an ESFJ is. They're Labrador puppies running around the MBTI. And this extroverted feeling is focused on the here and now. This is a huge difference with ENFJs, who instead focus their extroverted feeling in the long term. So they try to create positive moods in the long run inside of people, so in the future. They're more future oriented, whereas the ESFJs focus on the here and now. We are having a party right now. We are doing something together right now. We're supposed to be having fun. We're supposed to be enjoying what the hell we're doing, and the ESFJ is going to make it happen. That's what an ESFJ is. They're also said to be very good at spotting lies. They can see lies in people. They know if a person is a liar or if a person is reliable, if someone is, that's something that also ESFJs are good, ENFJs are good at. That's extroverted feeling dominant, the ability to see if someone is a liar or not, if someone is positively or negatively predisposed towards another person. They can see cunning very clearly. And they have this ability to see how people are feeling and how people are disposed towards one another. And that's extrovert feeling dominant. How do they communicate and how do they deliver this strong extroverted feeling? They use introverted sensing. So introverted sensing is basically the enjoyment function, but not in the sense of super fun, having fun everywhere and stuff. That's extroverted feeling. It's the enjoyment function, meaning that it's the function of comfort, physical comfort. So talking about physical comfort in this specific case, this type is going to use physical comfort to create a positive mood in people. So they are called the antidati also in socionics, because they are the type that is going to try many different recipes with food that people enjoy specifically, to try to improve the atmosphere, to make the atmosphere more enjoyable for everybody. So the ESFJ uses comfort, physical comfort, massages, as going to beauty centers, all this kind of stuff. They use it creatively to create positive moods in people. What a monster! Yeah, that's why it makes me so angry to hear ESFJs mistreated and shitted upon like that on every MBTI forum and MBTI board, because they're anything but negative. They are positivity incarnate. They are the positivity here and now incarnate. Now, if someone tells me, well, it kind of becomes annoying over time to have someone that pushes you constantly to be positive and to be in a positive mood. If you enjoy being sad, that's your problem. Do not blame it on others. But anyway, moving on, their tertiary function is extroverted intuition. This means that they kind of have some difficulties seeing their own potential, what they could become, what they could be, where they could reach, what they can achieve. And they need someone externally to help them with that. But that's not the only thing that causes them some sort of self-esteem imbalance. They are also adept at finding the best in others and pulling that out. So their self-esteem is based in figuring out who is worth something, basically, who is possibly able to do something and has a potential of some sort, and pulling that out of that person. So they kind of pass as someone that uses others, but it's not actually them using others. It's them improving their self-esteem by trying to pull out the best of you. So that's a thing to keep into account. Their self-esteem is based on pulling the best out of others. Again, what a monster. Inferior function is introverted thinking. Now, this specific type, which means it doesn't extend to ENFJs because they're intuitives. ESFJs are particularly pig-headed, and they have strong difficulties understanding things. They need someone to have the patience to stop and explain them everything in detail, and that has the patience to go through the original conviction of the ESFJ and the original idea that the ESFJ had of the thing, which is not particularly difficult because when they are explained things, they tend to listen very carefully, and they actually want to understand. So they enjoy and appreciate people that have the patience to take them under their wing and explain them things. They enjoy theories. They are like little nerds in some way because they enjoy being explained extremely abstract theories to be part of conversation with intellectual individuals. They are very prone to spending time with people that have something very theoretical about them, that enjoy theories and speak a lot about theories. That's an ESFJ, and their purpose in life is basically to bring joy in these theorists' lives. Their dual is the INTP, so INTPs, if you will ever see a real INTP on any MBTI board, it's maybe because whatever theory they're studying stopped being interesting and they're in a break looking for something new. So they're not the kind of person that spends a lot of time socializing, even on social networks. Yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of complaints about people that, no, I'm an INTP and I'm very sociable. No, you're not an INTP. That's simply how things are. If you're very sociable, you're not a thinker. That's how things work. If you enjoy social networks, you're not an INTP, because INTPs are stuck in their world and stuck in their heads, stuck in their world and thinking about theories. And ESFJs are their dual exactly because the ESFJ has this strength, this energy to shock the INTP out of that shell and make them actually participate in life. So these are our ESFJs. With whom do ESFJs get along? With anyone that isn't a liar, with people that have good intentions and that have a positive disposition towards others, with people that have some degree of positivity around them, meaning that they do not like and they do not get along with manic depressive individuals or with individuals that anyway complain a lot or that see everything negative. This negativity atmosphere the ESFJ cannot stand. So their conflicting type, the type with which they least get along, is the INTJ, which is pretty rare, so they have it quite easy. Who else do they get along well with? ISCP to an extent because of their semiduals. Every alpha quadra type, so ISFJs, ENTPs, INTPs, these are the best types with which ESFJs get along. They can to an extent get along well with ESCPs. With the INFJ, it's going to be a little bit difficult because the ESFJ is not a particularly intellectually stimulating type, whereas INFJs instead enjoy kind of intellectual conversations. So the ESFJ is more of a listener than they are a contributor to theory. So the INFJ instead enjoys sharing their views and having a feedback about that view, which the ESFJ doesn't provide. So it's called the supervision relationships in socionics. So the INFJ is the supervisor of the ESFJ. So the INFJ is going in some way to cause some difficulties to the ESFJ. Because the ESFJ is vulnerable. It means that they do not understand the importance of the future development of things, like we've seen in ESTJs. But they are anyway positively disposed towards listening because of that weak TI. So that's basically with whom they get along. What type can an ESFJ be? Possibly an Enneagram 2. I agree with that. I'm not very fond of placing fillers in the heart triad, because I think that the types that the most likely have heart issues are going to be thinkers. But to an extent it makes sense, because anyway ESFJs do ignore their personal needs, and at some point this thing can bubble up and cause issues. So Enneagram 2 is very likely. What else could they be? Enneagram 5, they're an extroverted type and they like observing people. So they could be observers. Enneagram 5. What else? I would exclude Enneagram 7 and Enneagram 6. Enneagram 6 because it's the critic and it's the closest type to an INTJ that there is in the whole Enneagram rows. So in Enneagram 7 because it fears pain, and the ESFJ is not particularly afraid of anything physical. So I would exclude those two types, and 2 and 5 are probably the most likely types for an ESFJ. I can see also an 8 ESFJ in some way, because of that weak introvert thinking, and the need to be respected, possible need to be respected. So that's a possibility. But I think that's pretty much everything that there is to say about ESFJs. I think I will close this one here, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.